but there's some archbishop. Been a school them from when me in a car shot. Liverpool couldn't test the way me rock from a problem that you never solve. Send for the Dan race for a firestorm, cause I turn into a monster. Ready for the war, better with your flag. None of them boy, they no bad.
What is going on, bro? Welcome to the YouTube video. You know, you're watching YouTube, right? This is a YouTube video, and I got my day started by getting a fresh fade. There's no feeling quite like having a fresh fade. You look in the mirror, you feel amazing about yourself. Even though, if I'm being honest, there's been a few days recently where I've looked in the mirror and not felt amazing. At least not amazing about this hairline right here that is starting to creep up, man. And that's why today I want to be honest with y'all and talk to you about my decision to get a hair transplant. Let me explain. Switching up the breakfast today, we're at the spot called Red Lion Banouche, and it seems a little bit more like a British spot. We got some pancakes, and of course your boy needs to get a little protein as well, so protein shake as well.
They say those are American pancakes. Do you believe it?
Yeah, I mean, they're American pancakes at a British restaurant in Spain. Standard pancakes, like 8 out of 10. All right, so let me tell you the story of David's hair. We're gonna start this story in the good old Facebook archives. I've not looked through these in a minute. Ready? This is the first photo that your boy was ever tagged in, and you can tell I was the type of guy who had no sense of style and who got a haircut maybe once every 3 months and just asked for a men's regular. Not looking great. Now, if we scroll up past all these paintball team photos, you can see my face and my hair a bit better here. And I've always had like a higher hairline. This is me in my prime, probably 19 years old, kind of drunk at a college party. And I had a big forehead, like I always have had that. Also, this reminds me of the good old social media days where you'd wake up hungover, open up your phone and have all these Facebook notifications. And apparently some girl on a flip phone took a bunch of photos of everyone at the party, even though you never noticed her. It's not like people were like, perfectly posing in the perfect lighting like Instagram today. Okay, on this photo right here, you get a pretty clear look at what my peak hairline was like. This was the golden days. Now let's fast forward to the YouTube days. So from when I was 19 years old in college to when I was 28 years old. And this is like the first real defined hairstyle I ever had. It was that one that was really short on the sides, really slicked back on top, kind of an aggressive looking cut. And with that haircut, you could see my exact hairline, right? It was slicked back, I wasn't hiding anything. And if we compare that side by side with my college prime hairline, it's tough to tell exactly because we had some pretty shitty old cameras back in college, but I would say that even at 28, my hairline had started to recede, especially like in the corners on both sides, just a little bit up. Not a lot, but a tiny bit. And if we fast forward a couple years after that, to when I was 30, I adopted my current hairstyle. This is like allowing my natural curls to happen. Sometimes people ask me, bro, do you have a perm? How do you get your curls like that? It's naturally like this. When it was straight, I had to fight it with like a blow dryer and a comb, and it wouldn't stay like that, especially in hot Texas. So I decided just to get clean fade on the sides, let my hair just naturally curl, let it curl forward, because when it curls forward, as you can see now, it kind of hides where it's receding in the corners and you don't see it as much. Then about a year after that, February 2021, I decided to shave my head, partly as an experiment to see what it would look like, partly for some YouTube content if I'm being honest. And at first I actually liked it. I rocked it for about 6 months, but ultimately I grew kind of tired of it, mainly because it really exposed my high hairline and my big forehead, and ultimately I decided I like the curly hair look, like the look I have now, better. So the moral of this story is that my hairline has receded slightly. I wouldn't say significantly, but clearly a little bit. And a lot of that's probably happened over the last 5 years from when I was 28 to 33 because, first of all, this has been the more stressful years of my life managing multiple businesses. I haven't got as much sleep as I probably should. Also, 28 to 33, now I'm in my 30s. I also started TRT when I was 30. And that can increase your DHT levels and increase the speed at which male pattern baldness can happen. And because of all this, about 6 months ago, I started seriously considering getting a hair transplant. And now it's time for your twice per week car update. We're still driving to Yonono's red Honda hybrid, even though the dealership finally told me that my new car is being delivered in 2 weeks. So I'm pumped, bro. And something else I'm pumped about is no matter what exact hairstyle I choose, I've always been able to style it exactly like I want and feel confident about it because of the sponsor of today's video, Blue Mom. Before I found Blumon, and bro, I've been using this stuff for years before they even ever partnered with me, but before I found them, I wasted so much of my money on these random hair gels or pastes at, Amazon or Target, and most of them, they just suck. They're too slimy, they look greasy, they smell bad, they don't have any hold throughout the day. But with Blumon, it just works. It all starts with their nourishing shampoo. This thing is stacked, and they even added in vitamin E beads that burst as you massage them into your hair, providing a concentrated dose of moisture. And then the blow dryer is crucial. Back when I wore my hair straight, I would blow dry it, but then use a brush or a comb to give it that straightness and that volume. But for the curls, I kind of just move the hair around with my hand and form it into the shape that I want. And then I add in my styling product. Personally, I'm a fan of this Monarch matte paste because, as you can see, it has a high hold and a matte finish. And this is just gonna give it some texture and make it hold that shape throughout the day, boom. And because Blumon is sponsoring today's video, you know that they're hooking us up with the coupon code you can use to save some extra money at checkout. You can use that on the shampoo, the Monarch matte paste, or honestly, they offer a whole range of different pastes and clays depending on the exact hairstyle you're trying to achieve. Just click that first link down in description to pick up some Blumon and take your hairstyling game to the next level. Am I the only one who feels like I'm a bartender when I'm fixing up some pre-workouts? I just be a bad bartender, man. I spilled it everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think I'd have you making my drinks. I feel like all the alcohol would be like on the ground and there would be nothing left.
No, I mean, I'd make sure like it was heavy on the alcohol and stuff, but then maybe I'd like spill the chasers on the, you know what I'm saying?
No.
All right, Julia, don't be like, be friendly to me, but don't just, don't be too friendly. What are your honest thoughts on my hair, mi pelo?
I really did love that slick back look you used to rock. I don't know, I just found it was super attractive. But now, I like the curls. I think it's way better than the shaved head.
I can confirm Julia hated the shaved head look.
He kept trying to tell me he looked like Jason Statham, and I was like, it's not working for you.
Julia, it's Jason Statham, not Jason Statham. Gains, bro. Workout complete. Today we had a little bit of a full body pull workout, of course, in the Beastly app, and it felt good, man. And now that we made the gym gains, let's go head back home and talk about the hair gains, or the hair pains, maybe more accurate. Well, hair gains, then the hair pains. So at this point, you may be thinking, okay, bro, so you found a hairstyle, this curly hairstyle that fits you, it works for you, you like it, I don't know if you guys like it, I do like it. So why in the world are you considering a hair transplant? Like, how does that make any sense? And that's why right now I want to tell you 2 reasons why I'm going to get a hair transplant, and then 2 reasons why I'm not going to get a hair transplant, which doesn't seem like it makes sense, but it does. Now let's start by taking a look at what a hair transplant exactly would look like on me, because I've looked at a lot of different before and after photos lately, and even though I'm not the doctor who would be doing it, I think I have a pretty good idea what they do with my hairline. All right, so essentially what I think they would do is take the hairline down just a little bit in the front middle, back just to the original hairline, and the real work would be done in the sides here. This is where most of the hairs would have to be filled in to prevent that receding hairline. Now that I'm looking at my version of it, I think this is a little bit too straight. It would probably slope back a little bit more than what I got going on here, but I think you get the idea. To be honest, it kind of looks like I got like Viking war paint on, but like very not intimidating Viking war paint. I hope no Viking ever went to battle with this, because he probably got demolished. But essentially this would unlock a bunch of different hairstyle options that I could use. I could go back to slicking it back because the hairline would be on point. I could do a more minimalist, like just shaved head, and it would look a lot better, or even kind of like that Mike Thurston look. He also got a hair transplant where you have a little length on top and a nice clean fade on the sides. I think I'd like that, and it takes no effort. Or honestly, I could keep it curly and it would still work. And something you have to realize right now is that when the haircut's not done properly, like 2 haircuts ago, I went to a different barber, and I told him to take a little off the top, and he ended up cutting the front like way back, and then I lost the curls in the front for a few weeks. They're starting to come back in now, or sometimes when I go, they'll fade it up a little bit too high on the sides, and it looks like I just have this like clump of hair here, and the rest of my head shaved, and it looks funny. Like I wouldn't have to worry about my haircut so much anymore. Now I do have a good barber, so it's not as much of a problem, but even like a small deviation sometimes messes it up. Now the second reason to do it would be that a few months back when I was starting to think about this, I opened up my Instagram DMs and I had a message from this hair clinic in Turkey offering to do it for free. All expenses paid trip to Turkey. It's actually the same place that did it for Greg Doucette. Now, of course, I documented on YouTube, mentioned them on Instagram, But if I'm gonna do this ever, why not do it when I have the chance to get it done completely for free? Like, obviously that would make sense. Now, spoiler alert, ultimately I decided not to do it, at least for now. And the two reasons are, first of all, while I get this fake hairline off my head. First of all, like the curly hair, it works. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it works. I'm happy with how it looks. I know how to get consistently good haircuts. And also I did start taking finasteride about a year ago, a very, very small dose, like 0.2 grams a day. And that ultimately should keep my DHT levels controlled, keep them low. And my current hairline, realistically, it's not gonna get any worse. Like, I'm gonna maintain it exactly where it's at, and I like it. Yeah, it's a bit receded, but that could be seen as a bit masculine, you know? The point is, I could rock it, I could live with it. Now, the second reason is the more practical one, and that is that logistically, it doesn't really make sense right now. I'd have to take a trip to Turkey for a few days, which I could do, but then there's several weeks of recovery. There's several months of recovery in terms of like having to have a really awkward hairstyle at first. And for example, we've just been shooting for Edge Black Friday, which is going live next Monday, the 21st. We're gonna be bringing back the bomber jackets you guys have been begging for, again in 3 colorways. Also dropping this denim Sherpa jacket that is just perfect for wintertime. The Edge jeans are officially here as well. We're gonna drop one version with a simple knee rip, one version no rip at all. And also these cool new premium sweaters, great going out tops, and up to 85% off the entire website. It's gonna be the most insane deals we've ever done. And I need to be like, you know, available to shoot with a normal looking head. And also I think you're not supposed to lift for like 2 or 3 weeks after. And just, it doesn't make sense to prioritize this on top of like the businesses running smoothly, especially as we're just getting settled into life here in Spain. I'm not just trying to throw like a wrench in the plans. I never really understood that saying. Like, did someone like throw a wrench in and it hurt somebody and they couldn't do their plans, or how did that work? So this Gainer Shake, this beer, this Cerveza, it's called 1906, solid. We got 6.5% on the ABV. Discovered this a couple weeks back, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 Spanish beer. And for dinner, we got Indian takeout. For my meal, we got chicken vindaloo with fried rice. And vindaloo is like the second spiciest option. And every time I order this at an Indian restaurant, they're like, bro, you sure? Like, yeah, are you sure? I don't think you can eat that one. Are you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I want it. They're like, no, it's spicy. I'm like, you know, trust me, I know, like, that's why I ordered it. Like, bro, we're not gonna, they almost don't serve me sometimes. It's spicy, but like, bro, I got that. Anyway, we're gonna kick back, watch this movie, American Murder. It's like for rinse now. It's one of those movies, look at the discrepancy here. 33% critic, 98% audience on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm a big audience guy, so we're gonna give it a shot.
This is our prime suspect. Tough to say where he might be headed at this point.
I love you.
My brother is dead.
Could quadruple.
He was diagnosed with
Like a 7.5 out of 10.
Honestly, I'm gonna give that an 8.5 out of 10. I think that's kind of like a sleeper hit. Highly recommended. Like, it's very entertaining. It went by like that. That all being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to mark your calendars for next Monday, November 21st. These Edge Black Friday deals are gonna be insane. Hit the thumbs up button if you made it to the end of the video, and I will talk to all of y'all in the next video. Stay beastly.
Watching it when me walk, left me mark, young gog on a regular. Me say them hardly ready, them a new type of artillery. We are boss and not Tom and Jerry.